I wanted to share a special video with you today, but let's talk about how that long weekend was of Thanksgiving. Are you ready for the holidays now? Just, did you watch any TV or did you go shopping? Because right now it is all about the holidays. And I wonder how that makes you feel. Are you excited? The holidays are here and you're ready and you're going to go shopping a little bit more and enjoy yourself? Or are you a little stressed out because you're not ready and you don't know what to get anyone and, the holidays are just stressful? Or maybe you're thinking, I'm not going to send out cards again this year. It's not going to happen. I just don't have time. And besides that, nobody else sends cards anymore. So, there's that, right? So lots going through your head. And I'll tell you, for me, the holidays, particularly that long Thanksgiving weekend, are really exciting because that's when I do my yearly planning. I like spending a lot of time over that long weekend making plans for the next year. And one of the things that is included in all that process is setting up a vision board and ordering my new calendars and all that. And I get very excited about that because it really does help me plan. And I'm sure that you've heard of vision boards before. You may have heard them called a dream board. And you can see behind me that I have an extensive one from last year. It's not something that I just, I don't do it all at one time. And that's okay. You can do it over time. You can not have to put it all out there at one time because things come to you as the year goes on. So last year, I had seen in this catalog these great, enormous cork boards. And they were framed and they had it leaning up against the wall and it was just gorgeous. And it was about 4 feet by 6 feet, which you can see is about the size of mine. Actually, mine's a little bigger than that. But they were like several $100s, like $600-700. And I thought, I am not going to spend that much on a cork board. So I made this one for about $100. And I know you can't see all the elements of it, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. And so that if you want to copy it, if you will, it was really easy to do. I have this wall. Fortunate for me, in my office, I have this little 4-foot wall between two doorways, and I sit right here, and so I love having it here right by where I can see it, right where I can walk up to it. I can write things on it all the time, and I literally can envision all the time because I'm looking right at it. And so what I did was I bought some molding, like some frame molding, and I got that big enough to do the entire wall. And then I bought cork. It was in a roll, and it's really an underlayment for flooring. It's not a flooring, but it's an underlayment for flooring. And you can see a little bit of the cork right up here, right behind my head over here. That is cork, and so that I can put push pins in it and put up anything I want. So it was really fun. It was easy to unroll it. And then I put it on the wall. I would suggest you glue it. If you don't want to glue it right to your wall, get a thin piece of plywood and glue the cork to the plywood and then stick it up on the wall. I didn't do that, and I really wish I had, because now I have a little bit of, well, you can see it right there. I have a little bit of bulge going on, so I'm going to fix that when I take this stuff off for this year and get ready for 2015. I'm going to fix that whole thing, and so that I don't have that, and it'll be nice and flat. And having that big thing there, I'm actually going to post the before, what it looks like, just plain. I'll put it on my Facebook page so you can see just a picture of what it looks like. But just know when you see that picture that this is, as you can see, it's about 6 feet and it's about 4 feet wide, almost exactly 4 feet wide. It doesn't matter how big your wall is, but the bigger the better, I think, because it's so fun to be able to play with it. And so I'm just thrilled that I did this. And then of course I painted the molding to match the molding in the room and that kind of thing. But you could make it more fun if you wanted to. You could, paint it a color. You could I don't know, do whatever you want, but just know that it's easy to do, and you'll have a lot of cork left over. So if you have friends who want to do this project, you could share the cork, okay? Because that's what I did. You know, there's still a lot of cork left, so it's a lot of fun. So the idea behind a vision board, though, is to have photos of things and words and all kinds of things that inspire you and that represent your goals. Because there's one thing to writing down goals, and we're going to talk about that. We have been talking about that in the last couple of videos, but also again in the next video that I'm going to release tomorrow after I release this one. The goals, writing down your goals is the most powerful thing you can do to change your life. And I know you want that, but it's really fun to also have some visualization about it. Now, one thing that I do every year, and I'm trying to see, I guess you can see it on my calendar a little bit right here at the very top. I pick a theme for every year. And so I write that down so that I can see it. And you can see this is my Hell Yeah year. I was in a program, many of you know, with Suzanne Evans called Hell Yeah. And so I thought, well, you know what? This is my Hell Yeah year. Hell Yeah year. I am going to, you know, take it on and make this a life-changing year. And it certainly has been. So I wanted to just share that with you. That's one of the things I do. But I also have lots of other visualizations of things that I want in my life. And you know, some things it's okay to put up on the board, and then maybe they don't, you know, they just lose their appeal. So don't worry about that. Just take them off or put something over them or whatever. So, you know, some things we want at one point in our lives, and then something changes and we don't want that anymore or whatever. And that's okay too. So don't worry about this being perfect. This isn't, you know, this isn't a piece of art that's going to hang in the Louvre. So just start putting up things that inspire you. And you'll see I even have a car here. I want to get a new car this year. And they didn't have one in green, which is the color that I wanted. I couldn't find a picture of one that is green because most of you know green is my favorite color. So I must have a green car. And what happened is that I just took one that was white. I cut out one and I just colored it green. So there you go. Sometimes you have to improvise and make it even, you know, just different. Just do whatever you need. And I'm doing a lot of gardening this year. Matter of fact, right now I'm going to start some Facebook posts to show you the transformation that I'm creating in my gardens. And as I haven't done any yard work in a long time. We'll share that story in the blog, and so watch out for my blog that's coming out in the next couple of days, and pieces of it will be on Facebook as well. And I'm gonna go down that journey why I love gardening, but I haven't really been doing it, and how starting that has really energized me and given me kind of a whole new outlook on some different things. And so I'm going to share all that in my blog and on Facebook. So obviously I have a picture of an amazing flower, and there's some other gardening things. And this up here, as you can see, there's just a lot of quotes. Now some of them I cut out of something, some of them I print out, some, you know, like some are a card, like this right here was a card that someone sent me. And so it doesn't really matter where it comes from. Sometimes I'll just hear something in a webinar or on listening to something or reading in a book, and I'll just write it up there. You can see I have a lot of things that I've written up there. Results are everything. That is a huge thing, right? Planning is everything, and that's the name of my new webinar you're going to hear more about tomorrow. But you know, I just like having inspiring quotes and where I can see them, and every once in a while, you know, I just glance up and seems like I see the perfect quote for the day. It kind of what am I feeling today? What did I need? And sometimes it's right there. So I encourage you to do that, and then lots of photos, lots of things that are inspiring to me. You might be looking at this picture here of this woman standing on top of a mountain with her arms up, and that's the way I feel. This is my Hell Yeah year, remember? And underneath it says one of my favorite quotes that inspired me this year. It says, "Wake up, be awesome, sleep. And it's actually should be in a little circle vision. Wake up, be awesome, and sleep. Because why not? Why not wake up and be awesome? Be awesome today, and then you can go to sleep. So one last thing I want to talk about, which I just find is not something very many people do, because we're so used to having our, I would pick up my phone, but it takes me a little too much out of the shot. But we look at our calendars on our phone, and we have this little tiny, and I know it's not little tiny anymore, but it's still tiny. It's on a little phone, and we see one day at a time, and sometimes we can see a whole month, but it's so tiny you can't read it. And so what I do every year is I buy this paper calendar. It's like $15. I just ordered mine. They're here today, as a matter of fact. And so that I can write on here, and I have this huge visual of my year. And I can see how you can look at this and say, wow, what am I doing? What am I planning? You know, I can really see it in a big picture way, and I can get a real sense of time. On that little phone, I hate to tell you, you're not getting a sense of time. You're getting a sense of urgency. You're getting a sense of last-minuteness. You don't look a week ahead. How many times has someone said to you, oh, yeah, I guess I do have that on my calendar. You know, I don't look at that until like the day before or that day. And so living your life moment to moment like that, because you're only looking at that one day or possibly a couple of days in advance, you're not going to be as successful as you would like to be. And I have no apologies for saying that, because when you don't have a sense of time, you know, what is there? You know, when you don't have a sense that time is passing and you need to get something done and you need to see how much you've gotten done, that's the other thing we don't do. When we have that little thing, we don't see all that we've accomplished. We don't see all the things we've done. And when you have a big calendar like this, you'll see it. Now, what I'm going to do for this coming year, you know, living and learning as time goes on, I'm always testing out new systems. That's just the way I am. But I never have given up on my big calendar, other than, you know, but I tweak it all the time. And you'll see I color coded a little bit. We'll talk more about that in a future session when we're doing your organizing your office. But I do color code things, and I also this year I'm going to actually have two calendars, because I have so much I want to write on there. One calendar is really going to be all about my activities, as they say, and then the other calendar is going to be my marketing schedule. So what am I doing? When am I doing it? When am I posting? When am I putting out webinars? Because it's many goals actually, but my goals are going to be that I'm going to have at least one program, one webinar running every single month of the year. And there's going to be several different programs. One that's going to start next week actually, and then it's going to run to the end of January, and then we'll start another one, and then we'll just keep going like that. Some of them will be free and some of them will not. And then also all my Facebook posts and other kinds of marketing that I'm going to be doing are all going to be on there, so that when I see my entire picture of what I have planned, and I can actually see how it's going to develop, it's going to be very powerful. So I'm going to take this whole board down, you know, just like I tell you how to clean out your closet. Take it all down and then just put back what's pertinent. I'm going to cut out a bunch of things off of here and keep them up, but I'm going to start over fresh with quite a few things as well. So hopefully we'll have a chance for you to see the new vision board that I'm creating, and I hope that you'll send me yours. Either post it on Facebook or under Linda Easton or under Extraordinary Organizing, because I want to help you live your extraordinary life, and I look forward to it. See you in 2015.